Hey everyone, so this is my review for Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 3. Um, right off the bat, I'm someone who is up to date with the ongoings in the manga, so I know pretty much everything that's going on, but I still want to watch the greatness of the anime or see everything from the manga being animated and just like how well they're going to animate everything, um, or how well they're going to adapt everything. And as for this episode, they did a phenomenal job, like right off the bat, regarding the animation. The usage of the soundtrack is also phenomenal. They did like a really great job. I mean, some of the tracks are like reused from the first season, but it's still like again the way they executed that and the presentation and just like everything regarding the soundtrack in this episode was done very well. Um, so they kind of like adapted everything really nicely. I liked some of the scenes which were executed pretty well, like the whole Connie scene with the Titan, like welcoming him back, and then the scene with the two squads, which were like kind of like scouting the wall, trying to find that hole that the Titans breached through, but I couldn't find anything, and them actually like traveling through the darkness and kind of like the tension of like there could be something happening at any moment. They could get attacked by the Titans at any moment, which was kind of like fucking with your mind at certain points. And that was really good. Like the way how they were like not playing any music in the background during these scenes. It just made everything feel more intense. So that was like done pretty well. Everything about this episode was done amazingly well. But then there was like a certain thing that really bugged me, and this is like not me nitpicking right now. It is really something that, in my opinion, is very important, or almost crucial, if you will. And so it's not like me nitpicking right now. It is like a certain scene that they just skipped on. I don't want to spoil too much or go too much into detail of what they skip because in a way that, or technically that would be a spoiler too, I guess. But the scene in this episode between Reiner and Ymir, where Reiner's like kind of like getting this epiphany and is like, Ymir, so you are, then they're like getting interrupted and stuff. All I can say is that there is more to that scene where I'm kind of like really disappointed that they didn't show it the way I had imagined it, or basically they just didn't show it the way it is shown in the manga. And I'm really disappointed in a way because that was my personal, or that was going to be my personal highlight of this particular episode. And I was really looking forward for this particular scene to be animated, and them just completely skipping over it feels really bad, especially for someone who is again up to date with the manga. And I mean, for someone who's not reading the manga and you're like an anime only watcher, you might not be bucked by it because you just don't know what's going on. But for someone who's reading the manga and you just know what is going to happen, like you just know the entire scale and extent that this scene is going to go for later on. Like later on when we get to see like certain scenes, and you as a viewer, you start to understand what scale this universe of Attack on Titan has, uh, then you kind of want to think back to that scene with Ymir and Reiner, or this is going to be one of these scenes where you think back to and be like, oh, so this scene makes so much more sense right now. Um, and them just skipping over this very crucial element, this is like an element of foreshadowing and a really big one. And I'm really not pleased with them deciding to skip on it. I still hope that they are still going to show that scene maybe already in the next episode or the couple next episodes. That they're still going to show it maybe in the form of a flashback. Maybe they wanted to keep that certain scene for another epic Attack on Titan cliffhanger. Like a classic cliffhanger. Then I would be fine with that. That's my only condition. Just show that scene. I don't care how they're going to do it. If it's going to be in the form again of a flashback or whatever. As long as you're going to show that particular and very crucial scene, in my opinion, then everything is fine, and then it will be forgiven. But if they decide to completely skip over this, not going to show what is the deal with that scene, then I'm going to be like genuinely pissed, and I'm also going to be worried because, in a way, I'm really hoping that they're not going for some anime exclusive storytelling bullshit, which might be a reason why they skipped on this because that is like leading to something of a much greater scale later on. It's all I'm going to say. I don't want to go too much into detail. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but all I can say is that this dialogue between Reiner and Ymir that they skipped on was very crucial, a very foreshadowing element, and I see no reason why you would skip on that. And also, I wouldn't see a reason, like, even if they're still going to show that scene later on, I just don't see a reason why you would shift that to another episode other than them trying to like just find some more epic cliffhanger moments. Then I would be fine with that. But again, I just want them to show that scene. That's the only condition that I have. But again, other than that, the episode was amazing. Animation wise, it was phenomenal. Also, again, the usage of the soundtrack was just like on point. And yeah, I just can't wait for the next episode.